Alrighty, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you all so much for stopping by. We're here with my week one final predictions, tips, whatever you want to call them. I'm so excited to do this because, you know what, this is the time of the year we all love, the finals. It is where the real business goes down, and yeah, we're going to be tipping the two semi-finals as well as the qualifying finals. So yeah, let's get straight into it. All right, so just really quickly, I actually forgot to put my round 23 tips in. So we would review those, but I'll go ahead and walk you through what I did tip. I tipped Melbourne by 21. They obviously got the job done. Freo over GWS, tipped that correctly. North, I actually tipped. I thought they could get over Gold Coast just because, you know, Alistair Clarkson was appointed. Cunnington's second game back. It was at Marvel Stadium. Gold Coast had sort of been on a bit of a decline. But yeah, that did not happen, and Gold Coast, you know, sort of backed up their better half or better, you know, part of the season and continued that. So they had a really good season overall for Gold Coast. West Coast, yeah, obviously got done by Geelong. That was a no-brainer. Richmond over Essendon. I thought maybe Essendon had a little chance here. I did tip Richmond, though, and they got that done, obviously, by like, what, 60-something points. And Port Adelaide over Adelaide. This was another one that could have been super close, but ended up being a bit of a blowout there. I thought it was going to be closer. It was close for like the first half, and then Port Adelaide just ran away with that basically in Robbie Gray's last game. So pretty nice stuff there. Easy tippings. Hawthorn and Bulldogs. This was a super close one. I was watching this whilst I was at the Carlton Collingwood game, or I was looking at the scoreboard at least as it was updating, because that played a huge part in whether Carlton made the finals or not. We obviously know how that turned out. If you haven't seen my match day vlog, go check that out, last video. I backed the Pies again, and we got it done by 1 point. And then the St Kilda Sydney game. This was another one that, you know, St Kilda Sydney seemed to have close games most of the time. I think they did earlier in the year, but quite similar to that last game. Sydney were just more class in the end, and just got the job done basically. Nothing super impressive, but yeah, they got that done. So that's it for round 23. Week one of finals. Here we are. The first final is going to be at the Gabba at 7:20 on a Thursday night. I cannot ever remember a time when there was a final on a Thursday night. Someone please let me know if this has happened before. It might actually be the first time. So yeah, that's a thing. I'm not sure what I think of it yet. I guess it's cool. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, the time slot's okay, but yeah, that's an interesting one. I'm still, yeah, I don't know about that. But yeah, we got Brisbane and Richmond here in the first elimination final. Brisbane obviously got knocked out of the top four by the Pies because we won. Otherwise, they would have stayed in, I believe. I could be wrong there, actually. And Richmond had that real dominant win against Essendon. This is a really fascinating one because Richmond just look like really good right now. They haven't been... They had a really inconsistent first half of the season. And, I mean, early on, I remember people talking about them, you know, placing top four. That didn't happen. Then they had that little 3-4 game patch where they got the draw. They lost against North, and I think they shot themselves in the foot a few times. And in a few other games, can't pinpoint them. But yeah, the top four opportunities looked quite good for majority of the season. But right now, they're playing some good footy. They're scoring really heavily. Lynch has had an insane second half of the year. He would have easily had the Coleman in the bag if it wasn't for his first half of the year. He kicked like 8. I think he's kicked probably 8, 6 a few times, something like that. He's kicked some real bags this year. I know he did against the Pies in round 16 or something when we lost at the G. I think he kicked like 4 or something there. So that's going to be crucial to this game. They've also got Shai Bolton, which is like honestly like a mini Dusty in some respects. I don't know what Richmond fans think about that, but I don't know. He's sort of got that Dusty flair about him and wow factor. Then on the other hand, Brisbane have just been super underwhelming. Every time they get in a game, they need a win. A statement game, they lose. They got smashed against Melbourne for the second time this year. They lost. Richmond come back obviously just a few weeks ago from 40-something points. And yeah, they just haven't won any of the big games this year that they need a win. And they've sort of done what Port Adelaide did the last few years, in my opinion. I sort of see them as the pretenders. All right, now they're obviously good enough to get to finals, and I'm not taking anything away from that, but they're the pretenders in my view, and I cannot back them in. I don't see how Brisbane are going to win this game when they haven't been able to win any of these other bigger games throughout the year. Yes, it's at the Gabba, but we all know Richmond won a grand final at the Gabba in 2020. Now, that was obviously, 2 years ago, so it's not the same Richmond team. They've lost a lot of players, and I get that, but I think Richmond have some sort of belief right now, and I think the Lions, they're down in the dumps, man, from what it looks like to me, just watching the players. Their team is, I don't know, they just don't seem united right now, especially after Friday night against Melbourne and like the Dane Zorko stuff. Look, I don't think it's going to be blowout. I think it's going to be close, and I'm going to go Richmond here by, the margin really doesn't matter here. We'll go 17. I'm leaning towards Richmond. I'm not really sure how anyone could back Brisbane in here just because of their season this year and how they just can't back it up against big games. That's just how I see it. But yeah, don't hate me, Brisbane fans. But yeah, let me know what you think. But I wouldn't be surprised if Brisbane win. Anyway, moving on. Next game. We have the Friday night here. This is the Melbourne versus Sydney in the first qualifying final. I've just realized I thought it'd be the two elims first, then the qualifyings, but it's actually elim, qualifying, elim. That's sort of interesting how they've done it like that. Anyway, Sydney, man, they played really good against the Pies a few weeks ago, and that win obviously got them the top 4 position. I think did they beat Melbourne earlier in the year? I don't know. I can't remember exactly. I think they've bet the most top 8 sides out of anyone in the comp that's, obviously played top side. I think aside from Geelong, that is. So they show up to these big games. They play really, really good. This is at the MCG, okay? Now, I know they've bet a few of these top 4 sides or top 8 sides at the SCG, where the ground is obviously a lot smaller dimensions, and it does change the way you play and switch the ground and cover the ground and spread it and all that. So that does make a difference. And then, I don't know. Melbourne, on the other hand, here, they're coming out probably, they've just had probably what I would call their most dominant performance this year against Brisbane. I don't really think anyone saw that coming. Now, I believe, Sydney have won 6 games in a row, so they're in some really good form right now. I don't believe they have many injuries. I could see this going either way, and I have a feeling Sydney get it done. And I don't know if it's because I've seen them in the flesh a few weeks ago and I've seen them absolutely dominate my Pies. So I might be leaning towards them simply for that reason. This is so hard. I honestly can't even really make a decision that I'm fully confident in. I'm going to go with the Swans though. I know Melbourne get Ben Brown has been playing pretty well, and I think they're going to get Donald back, I believe. Tom McDonald. I think he's coming back. So that might help with the D's here, but I don't know. The D's, I don't know. You know what? I'm just going to go Sydney. I'm going to go Sydney there, and I'm going to say they get it done. It's going to be a close one. And yeah, I think Melbourne are going to play in a semi-final. Now, moving on to the Saturday here, we have the second qualifying final between Geelong and Collingwood here. I'm going to this game. I'm going to be making a vlog on this game. So this is going to be huge. This is actually the first final I will ever be going to. So super excited about that. Now, Geelong obviously are huge favorites here, and they deserve that. They've been the best team all year. They've been the most consistent, and they've dominated this home and away season. Now, we know Geelong's history in finals. We know how they go on the home and away season. That is no surprise there that they've been the best team in this home and away season. But when it comes to finals, I don't know what it is, okay? Geelong should win this game on paper, okay? And my gut feeling and my heart says Geelong are going to win this. And as a Pies fan, I would not be disappointed in that at all. We've had an amazing year. We finished top 4, which guarantees us playing obviously 2 finals, and our kids are going to get experience, which is just amazing, okay? I would not be disappointed if we lose this game here. And the fact that Geelong always seem to lose their first final, I don't know what, I think their win percentage under Chris Scott in finals is like 36 or something percent. So I call me stupid, okay? Now, there is probably no way as a neutral supporter of this game you tip Collingwood, and you'd have to be really, really ballsy to do this. But I'm going to go and say we win this game, okay? Now, I don't believe we're going to go as deep into finals as Geelong. And as I said, Geelong should win this game, okay? Like, there is really no way. I just think the emotion and the belief of the Pies, like, I just can't doubt them, okay? I just cannot. We've seen what happened on Sunday. call me biased all you want, and there is going to be some bias like that. There's no shying away from that. I completely get it. And as I said, I think Geelong should win this game, but for some reason, and I don't know why, I'm just going to go the Pies, okay? As much as I am so scared of Geelong because of their two forwards, Hawkins and Cameron, they got a hold of us in that last match earlier in round 4. We were 37 points back up, and they just destroyed that lead. I think Jeremy Cameron kicked 4 or 5 goals in the last quarter, but yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go Pies, okay? Moving on to the last game here, we got the Freo Dockers and the Western Bulldogs, the last elimination final at an 8-10. This is obviously Freo's home game, so this is at Optus Stadium. Hence the late start for the Melbourne viewers here. Being played at Optus Stadium, this is obviously very similar dimensions to the MCG. And the Bulldogs having their home ground at Marvel Stadium, you could say it sort of is a bit of an advantage to Freo just because of the different ground size. Marvel's a bit smaller. Bulldogs are used to playing it more, and I believe it was only like 7 or 8 rounds ago when Freo went to Marvel and absolutely destroyed the Western Bulldogs. They just could not get through Freo's defensive structure, and when the Bulldogs did have the ball in hand, they just couldn't seem to score. I remember that game like it was yesterday, actually, because I remember tipping the Bulldogs in that. But this is the Bulldogs we're talking about, okay? We know what they've done last season. We know what they did in 2016. It doesn't matter where they are in the finals. As long as they're in it, they can go deep. And we've seen that last year. They made the grand final from 5th. 2016, they won the grand final from 7th. So is it going to be one of those years again? Is Western Bulldogs going to do it for the 3rd time? I honestly don't know, but I'm going to go ahead and say the Freo Dockers win this one here. Yeah, at their home grounds. Yeah, Mundy's last season as well. That's something that plays into this. They want to get, you know, they want to have a good last season for Mundy. And yeah, who knows what they could do. I'm going to say he wins. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just feeling like the Bulldogs just don't have it in them this year. I mean, after all, they did get into the finals because of Pies. Like, they wouldn't be in the finals right now if it wasn't for us. They're not even there from their own good doings. So I don't know. Something about that just tells me that it's just not their time, and they've sort of had their run, which ultimately has been a super disappointing season for the Bulldogs. I think even if you are a Bulldog supporter, you know, you obviously take it any day that you've made it into the finals. But the fact that it was from another team, you know, putting you in that position, I don't know, just something about it doesn't sort of feel right for me. And I'm going to say, yeah, Freo get it done. But yeah, it's the Bulldogs we're talking about here. Who honestly knows what happens? But yeah, there are my tips. So we got Richmond over Brisbane, Sydney over Melbourne, Geelong, Collingwood get it done over Geelong, and Freo get it done over the Western Bulldogs. I think my most confident tip has got to be Richmond over Brisbane here, and my least confident is Collingwood over Geelong. Alright guys, that is it for my tips for week 1 of the finals. Please be sure to let me know your tips down below. And let me know your opinions. Let me know what you think about my tips. Let me know how stupid you think I am for going the Pies over Geelong, and whatever else it is that surprised you. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Yesterday's vlog just did absolutely insane, and thanks to all the new viewers and subscribers that have come from that video. I really appreciate it. We're closing in on 20 subscribers, so if we could hit that by the end of the week, that'd be amazing. But yeah, until next time guys, I'll see you on my next one. Bye bye.